I mean, we're back? Are we back? What? I'm not used to this feeling. Let's break it down together.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, this is different. This is different. Cardinals get a dub, and like a convincing one, on the road against bad defense. But the defense held up. And like, is the only difference that it was the Cowboys defense? Is that the only difference? Cardinals win 27-17. They don't score in the fourth, but they're up 27-10 going into the fourth. They allowed 10 points to the second best offense in the NFL. 10 points, and the blocked punt you don't get credit for. 10 points. Jacoby Brissett looked good. Marv looked good. Trey looked good. The defense looked great. The offensive line looked atrocious. So waiting for some more people to come in. Thanks for hanging out. We've gone about 15 minutes here, and then immediately going to the squad show right after with Jamil Douglas, Ben Garcia, and myself, where we'll do the full hour. Yeah, I want to do a science experiment really quickly. Drop a 1 in the chat if you think the Cardinals are back. Drop a 2 in the chat if you think that this was just a positive blip for the rest of the season. Curious. Like, I'm not raining on anybody's parade, urinating in anybody's Cheerios. 1 for they're back. 2 for, probably a little bit too little too late. Here's the thing, man. 1.5. Vincey Rascal. Here's the thing. Is Kyler Murray shouldn't be quarterback for the rest of the year. This defense is scary. Like, this defense, they're fully healthy right now, except for BJ Ojolari. They're fully healthy. So you bring back Garrett Williams, who had multiple impact plays today. You introduce Walter Nolan, and then you have Will Johnson not having to be that alpha, which he has been. But like, dude, you have Max Melton as your third corner. Denzel Burke had his best game by far as an NFL player this year, today. He had the massive breakup on CeeDee Lamb. He had the interception to end the game. They were ball hawking. Like, this was the most enjoyable 60 minutes of football by far this year. And if you look at it, like, truly, so this isn't great for the Monty Austin-Fort haters. This isn't great. Every single Jordan Birch played, but aside from him, every single draft pick from the 2025 draft made a massive impact play today. Walter Nolan was all over the place immediately. For those that watch Locked On Cardinals regularly, first of all, thank you. I'll be doing my full episode Monday, or tomorrow morning, sorry. Not used to the Monday Night Football game. One thing that I harp on, that I'm like, this is what you want to look for a rookie. There's only one thing, really. Are there ever any oh no moments where it's like, oh no, they're not ready to be on an NFL field yet? Walter Nolan and Will Johnson didn't have any of those moments. I'm sure Walter Nolan will get bodied by a veteran left tackle at some point this year, okay? He had a tackle for loss, within the first few snaps of the game. He had a batted ball. He had a sack. Like, if he's that elixir that can unlock the interior defensive line, he was so just, like, right away. he was great. And I know it's small sample size, like I get it all. I understand. But it wasn't the opposite. No oh my God moments. You have him. Will Johnson has looked fantastic all year for the most part. Cody Simon had this forced the fumble on the last fumble. Denzel Burke had that huge pass breakup, and the interception, and Keaton Crawford didn't play as much. But like the majority of the players that were drafted in 2025 made an impact tonight. So you got to be happy about that. You could see, I've never seen more emotion from Jonathan Gannon after Amari DeMarcado. Careful. After Amari DeMarcado got the first down and slid inbounds, going crazy on the sidelines. Everybody knew how big of a game this was. Everybody knew that if there was going to be any sort of momentum gained for this year with any sort of relevancy attached to it, they were going to have to win tonight. I think it's pretty clear, pretty obvious. But the way it happened, how they dominated the second best offense in the NFL this year, and how Jacoby Brissett just has this offense. Marv, 7 for 96 and a touchdown. You saw what made him special when he made DaRon Bland fall like he was in Toy Story. Like, you see Marv now as what Marv was expecting to be, or was expected to be last year. It doesn't matter when it happens, really. It matters that it does. And he's there now. And he's getting opportunities, and he's open, and he's catching the ball with two hands and not having it just hit his chest. We're starting to see the real Marvin Harrison Jr. Trey McBride got in the end zone again. Great route. Like, we could be looking at, and I'm not saying, please, I'm not saying that we're looking at a Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill situation. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the trajectory is there to get in the arena. Maybe get in the same section, but not sitting next to. They just need somebody that can deliver the ball across the middle. We saw Michael Wilson with that 50-yard chunk gain. Jacoby Brissett just stepped into that and threw it like a man. Like, holy. I'm going to talk about some not so great in the next segment, which is, for those, again, who have watched Locked On Cardinals for a long time, I used to say, if you can't protect Kyler Murray, none of this is going to work. They're lucky Jacoby Brissett is a tree trunk and can take hits. Because this offensive line is not cutting it. And I'll talk about it a little bit next, what to do, if anything. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Quick couple live reads here, and I'll be right back. This episode of Instant Reaction, Week 9, brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. And don't miss any of the excitement on this sports season. Whether you're following the NFL, NBA, or both, there's no better time to jump in on the action. If you haven't tried it yet, Prize Picks is the simplest way to play, man. It's so easy. All you do is pick more or less than at least two players' stats. If you get them right, you win. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your lineup, and you can play anywhere that Prize Picks operate, including California, Texas, and others. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Today's episode is also brought to you by friends at Rougiette. Let's be real. Making excuses doesn't solve anything, and we've all heard them before. It's just stress, or I'm tired, or it happens to everyone sometimes. But when it comes to performance, sometimes your body just needs a little extra support, and that's where Rougiette comes in. It's super easy. So Rougiette.com, fast-acting doctor-prescribed treatments for ED, designed to help you stop making excuses and start making moves. You talk to a board-certified doctor online. If it's prescribed, it gets shipped to you discreetly, straight to your door. Super fast, super simple. Visit rugiet.com/LockedOnNFL to get 15% off your first order. That's rugiet.com/LockedOnNFL. And don't forget to use our code LockedOnNFL so they know we sent you. Rougiette, stop making excuses and start making Oops. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Man. Like, It's crazy that, and I'm proud of everybody in here, one side of everybody in here. That's not polarizing, who has not made excuses just because the Cardinals have had injuries. I have not. I've seen people who have. I don't care about that. The Cardinals defense now, fully healthy, yikes. And I know that they've got the biggest test against the best offense in football next week. But look at what happens when you have guys in the secondary like Garrett Williams, and now you can move Will Johnson into more of a comfortable role. Then all you have to do is cover for a half a second longer, and the pass rush can get home. The only thing that I wasn't super stoked about with the defense, and I'm not sure as to why, because Dak was able to do it a couple times, was they didn't spy him at all. So the edge rushers are almost getting home. He's stepping up to the wide blue yonder with nobody in front of him, able to scamper. That's the only thing that I really understand. But by and large, I mean, sweet mother, they look good. And I'm not getting too excited. I'm not getting in over my skis here. I'm not. If you watch that game and you can't still believe in what's going on here, you just don't want to. Their trek to the end is murderer's row. It's murderer's row, okay? So I'm not saying that they're in the playoffs. Oh, finally, they're going to make the playoffs. But I'll tell you what, they're a 5-loss team with 13 combined points separating those losses. You flip 3 of those, they're 6-2, and they're tied atop the division. So losing them can also be, like, especially with how the defense played, they shut it down, they turned it over at the end. There was a no-doubter at the end. This wasn't like, Brandon Aubrey for a 71-yard field goal to tie the game to go into overtime. Like, they took care of business. The not so good. Okay, the offensive line looked bad. He only had 2 sacks during the first 2.5 quarters of the game. He got sacked a couple times at the end of the game, like back-to-back. I don't know what they're going to do about this. This is where you miss Tip Ryman, truly. This is where you miss him. I know he's not an offensive lineman, but this is where you miss him. I don't know what they're going to have to do. I think the easy route would be to throw some more. It's so, like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, to not throw the ball so deep all the time, like the antithesis of what we've been yearning for forever is, you know what, maybe a couple more quick hitters. Maybe a couple more quick hitters, especially if you're going to go in the hurry up and you want to tire out the defense, you want to tire out the pass rush. A couple more quick hitters. You can throw them to Greg Dortch, you can throw them to Marv, you can throw them to Trey. They'll get some chunk yards, and then that sets up the long ball. And they've been, like, again, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 18. Like first downs. Like, it's so fun. This was so fun to watch. It was fun to watch the last 2 weeks also. The last 2 games in Green Bay and Indy. Like, I will say this. Here is your tease until tomorrow. There is no world Kyler Murray should be playing quarterback for this team ever again. With that, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for joining. These numbers have never been higher. You guys are the best. I'll be around tomorrow morning. We'll get your full rundown, less of a stream of consciousness. And, just keep in mind, in the next 2.5 minutes, stay on the same YouTube channel. It'll be myself, Jameel, and Ben for the Squad Show. You guys are the best. Remember, without you, there is no me. I will talk to you in 3 minutes and then again on my show tomorrow.